also, in addition to the big play, defensively, they've really got to do a good job stopping the Carmel running game. I think they'll have to put 9 players in the box some way, probably with the blitz game, to stop the Carmel running game.
Jim, this is the first chance we've had a chance to see powerful Mount Carmel on our television series, and we will be looking at the classic veer-style attack, and it's that big-time running game that really powers the Caravan.
The Caravan's rushing for 250 yards a game. I think they'll continue to try to do that today, Bill. That also keeps the ball out of Centennial's big play potential, athleticism hands there. They also defensively want to stop Joe Mapson, the tailback, who last week rushed for 250 yards against McHenry. That's quite a day. So those are real keys for Mount Carmel.
All right, now as far as Champaign Centennial is concerned, with good weather, they may want to put the ball in the air, and if they do, they have a fine quarterback in Dustin Ward that they can look to, and Jim, he's rated as one of the best in the state.
He's a big young man, 6'3", 185, quite an athlete. He's thrown for 25 touchdowns, 1,900 yards. He has 10 interceptions, and just recently he's verbally committed to the University of Illinois, so he's a Big Ten athlete.
Now, powering the running game for Mount Carmel is really 2 backs. Ted Bolden, who right now is injured, and the other one, Jim Smith, and he's had to really shoulder the load, and what a magnificent job that he has done, Jim.
He really has. Jim Smith, number 27's rushed for over 1,200 yards, 18 touchdowns. At 200 pounds, he's strong. And as Coach Frank Lentz said, he's really honored by his teammates last year. He was an MVP for the Caravan as a junior, the only one in Coach Lenty's 15 years as head coach.
All right, one of these 2 teams will be heading downstate for the championship game, and I wonder if we could be looking at another rematch between Mount Carmel and Providence. Well, Champaign Centennial wants it differently, and they're going to play their hearts out to see if they can make it happen. We will be back for the opening kickoff in just a moment.
All right. Buy Factory Direct. The Jewelry Exchange in Elmhurst has a complete factory in full view and guarantees their jewelry to be the lowest price. Compare Tiffany's 1-carat invisible bands for over $5,000 with the Jewelry Exchange's GBS quality for $1,600. 1-carat pendants are $249, 2-carat tennis bracelets $349, and 1-carat studs $399. We carry hundreds of rings, bracelets, earrings, and pendants. Our prices are so low that we guarantee all our jewelry to appraise for at least double. The Jewelry Exchange in Elmhurst.
WJYS TV 62 turns your living room into a showroom. Watch this very channel and shop for this week's greatest values in the Chicagoland area on new and used vehicles, foreign or domestic. You'll see all makes and models in the comfort of your own home. WJYS and local auto dealerships have teamed up to offer you special discounted TV prices.
Watch the Auto Empire Super Auto Show this Saturday at 10 a.m.
Watch the show, look for the vehicle you like, and write down the stock number. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
You know, ever since I was a little kid, that's all I did was sports. I didn't have time for anything else. That's every kid's dream, play the championship game. I'd put that up with any Super Bowl I've been in. 'Cause those are friendships and bonds that last, you know, a lifetime. Play every down like it's your last. Because it could be. If you lose, you're out, and then you'll never know. Go out like a champion that you are.
High school football championships beginning November 27th on Fox Sports Chicago.
Tune in to the smooth sounds of Yvonne's piano.
Yvonne's piano is a variety of lots of music played by Joel Spencer on drums, Larry Gray on bass, and myself on piano.
It's Yvonne's piano every Thursday night at 8.
Lots of jazz, lots of blues, popular songs, you name it, we'll try to do it to please you. We love music, and we hope you enjoy our show.
Yvonne's piano.
So tune in and enjoy. You'll be amazed.
Right here on WJYS TV, Channel 62.
We certainly have been looking forward to this one. It'll be a battle of undefeated teams, Champaign Centennial from downseat. As you see, seated number 5 and Mount Carmel, seated number 1 here from Walter Eckersall Stadium on the great south side of Chicago. Glad to have you with us, Jim. It's a sunny day, a perfect day really for football. The field looks in pretty good shape. It's a little rough around the middle portion, but generally it doesn't look too bad considering it's this late in the season.
Exactly, Bill. It's in great shape for this time of the year. We're 1 week away from the big Thanksgiving state finals event, and one of these 2 teams is going to get there. As the Centennial's 12-0 and the Caravan's 12-0. 2 teams I don't think have ever played each other, Bill.
Yeah, this will be a first, and what a time to have it. Jim Smith and Octavius Bond are the deep backs to receive the kickoff from Reggie Hodges. The Centennial will kick off, and Mount Carmel will have the first surge of the game. The ball goes back. It's picked up by an up man and carried across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And so it'll be 1st and 10 as Jerry Schumacher ran the ball back. Let's take a look at the powerful Mount Carmel split veer attack. Joe Morefoot is the center. He ought to be a field goal kicker with that name. Sylvester Miller, big. Look at the left side of that line, too. They like to run to the left. They've got good people there. Now in the skill positions, they are certainly very, very blessed. Brad Cozy's played so well at quarterback. Jim Smith has picked up the load. Octavius Bond is one of the top receivers in the country, and Gilding has played so well at the tight end spot. We have split backs left. We have split backfield and strong left this time. They hand it to Jim Smith right away, and he is swarmed under, gang tackled by the interior of the Centennial defense. They were up to it. And so the Chargers were right there. Let's take a look at the Chargers defense. And the defense for them really is an odd man front. When they actually line up, it's an odd man front. Rogers and Eder inside. Hornbuckle is an emotional player, a big-time player. He makes a lot of tackles. When we take a look at the linebackers and secondary that backs this team up, this is not the biggest team you're going to see, but they've got quickness. Stevens in the middle. Andrew Jeske has been outstanding. Mapson, of course, playing his first year of football. We'll pick up the secondary in a moment. And again, Smith carries the ball. He may have gotten a yard, so that will create about a 3rd down and 7. We did not get the secondary, Jim, as far as the Centennial defense, so let's take a look at them because they are an important part of this attack, and this is a good-looking defense. We talked about Joseph Mapson. I want to talk a little about him. His brother, of course, is the great running back, Nate Riles, at the defensive back spot along with Justin Willis and Jeremy Hunt. This is a good defensive team. All right. We have a slot left this time. 3rd down and 6. This is a conversion down. And Octavius Bond in the slot. It's a pitch this time on the to Smith up the near sideline on the veer, and he carries it over midfield, gets the 1st down, and the Caravans start rolling as they convert a key 1st down here early in the game, and it was the option attack that worked.
Well, and they do run a lot of option. Reverse out helps freeze the linebackers, and you'll see Smith with the ball in the outside arm getting upfield, and he has excellent speed as a 200-pound back. He's ready to drop that left shoulder and get a few extra yards. Nice job on that 3rd down play. It's important to convert those 3rd down plays.
About a 20-yard gain. Octavius Bond is a wide out to the left side, and to the near side, they have a receiver ready to go. Dropping back. Kosey, the quarterback, looks, fires it up the middle, and it is incomplete as he was going for Eric Sutherland, who was the wide out on the near side, number 83. First season of football for him at Carmel because he's a transfer from Marist.
Yes, and Jeremy Hunt, the safety, timed out that hit real nicely as Brad Kosey rode the fake on the option, then came off it and looked for his tight end. And Frank Lunte's ball club really likes to incorporate their tight end in the offense. He catches a lot of passes.
All right, a new wideout in the game. Mike Wilson is a wideout to the far side on this play. Octavius Bond in the slot to the right. He'll go across, and this will give him a twin set on the left side of the field as Kosey takes the snap, counter option, keeps it. We got a gain of about a yard before he was finally wrapped up. Matt Stevens, 6'1", 220, a senior, was right there. Defensive Player of the Year on the Centennial team as a junior. Jim, that's quite an accomplishment. You can see why.
And they are going to have to be very mobile with their entire defense. The Centennial will be to stop this option attack. We saw that time Jim Smith led through the hole on that option play for Brad Kosey.
3rd down and a long 10, almost 11 yards to go. Bond is a wide out to the near side as Kosey drops back. Flushed out a little bit, puts it in the air for Bond, overthrows him, and he was running to the sideline. And we'll see what Mount Carmel does here with the ball at the 43.
I would think they punt in this situation. It's early in the game, and a nice punt, about a 35 to 40-yarder, would put Centennial Chargers in a difficult field position.
Pietrovitz is on the field, Jim. That would seem to verify your thinking. He is the punter, number 61. No, excuse me, he's off the field. They're going to go for it.
They might shift. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
and there you go. And Pietrovitz is he had set up as a flanker. I lost him for a moment. At his 41, he has it. booms it. Ball carries very, very well. Justin Willis is going to let it go. Inside to the, stops dead inside the 5-yard line.
What a nice punt, and that really changes the field position. Excellent kick by Petrovich. We have a flag on the field, though, and this, we'll see what we have as the officials are discussing it at midfield. Oh, no. Tough holding call against the Caravan, and that's going to bring it back. As you know, that Champaign Centennial does not like the field position that they were put in.
No, you're absolutely right. How about that? A holding call, and so these are the type of mistakes that, give coaches gray hair. You must not have had that type of problem, Jim, because I don't see any gray hair on you.
Yeah, at least I have mine, right?
And Frank still has his. Frank
That's
Lindy.
it. He sure does. He's one heck of a coach.
He is, and he's doing a great job.
His brother Dave Lente coordinates the defense. There's the holding call.
All right.
And you know what happens there is the lineman probably grabbed or reached when they felt somebody going through the gap.
Mm-hmm. They shift into the punting formation. And Petrovich, who had a great punt, now stands at his 34-yard line. Justin Wilson is the deep back.
Ooh,
and
roughing.
almost blocked.
He got roughed.
And
Big
the
time.
ball goes to the 20, down to the 16-yard line. But, as you say, it's all for nothing.
Isn't it funny? I mean, the changes in the kicking game, you have a great punt, and then it's called back, and you think, well, that's a bit disadvantage for the Caravan. And now on the second try, the kicker gets rough, and now the Caravan has the football. So, in fact, it works out better for Mount Carmel.
Well, Champaign Centennial goes back on defense, it looks like here. Their coach, Mike McDonald, is a graduate of Drake. He played football at Drake and was also an assistant under Woody Hayes at Ohio State. Had his graduate assistant there. I don't think you can get a much better pedigree than that, and he's done such a great job with the Chargers. Power of the Big 12 East Conference, and but there they got caught. So each team now has had a mistake that has hurt them.
First down, too.
Mm-hmm. So the line of scrimmage will be the 30, about between the 39 and the 38. We'll call it the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
There's Coach Mike McDonald there, second year. Look at that record.
Yeah, you can't do much better than that. Bond a wide out to the left, and it is given inside on the first option, really on a counter option play. They gave it to Jim Smith, and he got a good solid 4 yards inside.
Right. They like to establish that inside play and work from the inside out, most good option teams, and make you take away their fullback first. And Colsey reversed out and handed the ball off to Jim Smith. I'm sure we'll see him get a lot of carries today.
All right, so it'll be 2nd down and 6, gain of 4. Bond goes as a wide out to the far side, and this time, he's in the slot to the near side. Schumacher's the receiver to the far side. Bond goes across. This creates a twin set to the left. Tight end is to the right, and the option, Smith sweeping as he gets it on the pitch to the 30, and he's brought down, and he's close to and may have gotten the first down.
Now, Brad Colsey does a real nice job handling the football as you need to as an option quarterback, and Frank Lente said he was a defensive back who was converted to a quarterback.
Let's take a look at the size situation here, Jim, about 20 pounds.
Exactly. Mount Carmel is very big up front and runs the ball for 250 yards a game, and Champaign quick, a little bit smaller, but we've seen great mobility out of some of these defensive clubs during the playoffs.
Wilson is a wide out to the far side, Bond in the slot to the near side, and they give it to the fullback as a pretty good gain. Was that Dorham?
Dan Dorham, and he's got some big shoes to fill, doesn't he? He's filling in as a sophomore, and, I mean, that's quite an honor for him. He must be the next best man. That's why he's on the field. And filling in for the injured tailback.
Yeah, and that would be Ted Bolden,
right.
Jim, who as you know,
earlier.
was hurt earlier. And Dorham rushed for 1,000 yards on the Frosch team, the first player ever to do so. Smith and Dorham are the running backs. Dorham to the near side. Strong right formation. They give it, reverses out, and they give it to Jim Smith. Look at him break tackles. Oh, my, what a run that was.
He sure did. And Gary Young, where they weren't sure whether he was going to play or not, number 74 leads on this play to help free him up at 6'4", 290 pounds. As you'll see this play right there. Here. See that big lineman leading, and then Smith bounces and keeps his feet. There's the peel back by 74. Excellent job. And I'm sure Gary Young's happy to be on the field.
Oh, yeah. Twins to the left, Wilson and Bond. Bond is in the slot. They go the other way. The ball given to Smith. And that was what we refer to more as the outside veer, Jim. They ran that one between the guards and tackles, did they not?
Right, and Dorham really met with some opposition there as Brian Etter made a tackle, number 51. But, you know, that has to happen. There's Coach Lenti, who's coordinating the offense with his staff upstairs.
All right, Eric Sutherland is a wideout to the left. And they give it to Smith. He breaks free. He's close. Dives. Is he in? Touchdown.
He's in.
He got it. Touchdown.
That was your veer play. That was a beautiful job of running at.
And for Smith, his 19th touchdown of the year on the ground.
And you'll see this seam right here, the wall. That's the veer wall, and they let a man go. See, number 44 going to play the top of the option, and Smith runs and hugs the down blocks and leaps into the end zone. What a turnaround. That roughing the kicker really made a difference.
It means 6 points for Carmel and a chance to tack on the extra point now. Pietrovich is on the kick. And he'll try to get that extra point. The kick is up. It looks good. And it is. As you watch from our Horizon High Reach camera from our platform provided by Horizon High Reach, and we're up there to bring it to you. Our score in the ball game at 6:24 the first quarter. It's Mount Carmel 7, Champaign Centennial nothing.
Chicago, where do you go for classic TV? WJYS, Channel 62.
He thinks of the day when he might find the man with one arm.
WJYS, Classic TV, with the best classic shows like Donna Reed.
You know, Mrs. Stone, you're a remarkable woman.
That's what my doctor says.
At 7, David Jansen stars as the fugitive.
The Fugitive.
And check out classic Western action with the Rifleman.
The Rifleman.
Then at 9, James Arness stars on Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke.
From jazz to blues to popular standards, it's Yvonne's Piano every Thursday night at 8. And for the very latest in modern rock, JBTV's Rockin' You Wednesday nights at 11. For sports, we've got everything from the prep game of the week to Big Ten basketball. For classic TV, music, sports, and more, it's WJYS TV, Channel 62. Channel 62.
Well, Horizon High Reach, we were just talking about them. If you want to elevate your business, these are the people who can help you do so. They can provide you with the aerial work platform, boom lifts, scissors lifts. If you need to get off the ground, these are the people to talk with. They'll get your business off the ground. 630-993-1624, Horizon High Reach. Let them help you elevate your business.
And we just had a great view on that inside veer touchdown run right at the high reach. It was a great angle to look at.
All right, here's the kick by Pietrovich. It goes back. Joseph Mapson at the 5 will run it out to the 10, 15, 20. Look at him go. 30, 35, makes 2 cuts and is knocked down just across the 40, and really he kind of stumbled down. That was a tremendous return for Centennial. We'll take a look at the Centennial offense. And they have a good offensive line. Luke Meyer really anchors it at the center spot with Etter and Wild at the guards, Hickman and Rogers at the tackles. Hickman, the biggest player, at 260. Their backfield is a good one. They depend on their quarterback to get the job done for them, and he's a good one, certainly. Dustin Ward, Joe Mapson, an outstanding runner, and the rest of that talented offensive unit. 1st and 10, we have a slot to the left. Joseph Mapson goes in motion. And a play-action fake right away. Ward sets up and throws it on the flat. It's caught by the running back, Joe Mapson. And I should point out, Jim, that we're going to see 2 Mapsons here. They're identical twin brothers. Joe is more the running back type. We had a flag, by the way. Joseph Mapson is a wide receiver defensive back. And there was a hold against Mount Carmel.
Face mask, Bill. 15.
Okay, so a major one. The Mount Carmel front three. And Pietrovich, who has played so well, Big Terry Johnson, Jake Sloan. They do play with a man over the ball, and then those linebackers really get a lot of work. Casasantos played well, Schumacher, Curran, Turney. They're very, very solid, both inside and outside, and this is the rock of their team. They have great defensive backs, of course, Shamus Heron and Bob Richardson, Jeremy Wallace, Kareem Timbers. 1st and 10 at the 40. Wideouts left and right, and a single back. We have a double tight end formation here. That accounts for everybody. The give and a tremendous stick as the ball went to Joe Mapson, and he was hammered behind the line of scrimmage by Terrence Johnson.
Terrence Johnson really got in on that football play. On the outside, you'll see him come in and make the play as they misdirect. Big-time play right off the bat, responding to that 15-yarder. There's a Caravan turning it up a notch.
2nd down and 15. They go into a slot formation and put their slot in motion across the formation. So you've got a slot right now. Twin set to the right. He's going to go back the other way. Kind of a peekaboo thing there as Ward drops back, rolls out, throws it, and has his man downfield. A good gain on the play as he connects with Martin Anderson. That's Anderson's 8th reception of the year, a tight end and a good one.
That was interesting. They were in motion there, Anderson was, and he's going to be the intended receiver. He's going to motion there, come back, and bends around as Dustin Ward bootlegs off. He will catch him right over the middle. Squares up beautifully and threads the needle, and that's probably why he's being recruited by Big Ten schools.
Okay, we've got 4 verticals here, Jim, as you like to say. Flankers left and right and wide receivers as well. And the handoff, trying to spread the formation. They end up giving it to the single running back there, Nick Andrzejewski, and he was brought down after a gain of about a yard. That last play, Jim, by the way, was a 19-yard gain.
Andrzejewski, this ball carrier brought down by
Take a look at our size comparisons here.
Well, once again, now offensive line of Centennial, almost 230 pounds a man. Mount Carmel, that's a big front, and they are mobile. When they have that mobility, that's about 20 pounds more than a lot of the teams we've seen up front. And
we'll call it 2nd down and 9 here, Jim. We have a twin set to the right, and now as they motion, it becomes twins left and right in the single back in the formation. Ward looks back, looks to the near side, hits Joseph Mapson, and he slips on the turf at the 29-yard line after a short gain of about 2 yards.
That's that X pattern we saw last week in Barrington game with a slant and a flat. And Joseph Mapson's outstanding receiver. And as you mentioned, he and his identical twin brother, Joe and Joseph, really add a lot of ingredients to this offense.
Well, we've seen Andrzejewski as the deep back in their attack here several times already. Now they put their fullback in motion. This creates twins left and right, 4 verticals, as you like to call it, Jim. A pass up the middle. It's blocked as he tried to pass it over the middle. Incomplete.
Yeah, I like to call that 4 quicks, Bill, because you got 4 quick receivers now. If they run those deep routes, they would be 4 verticals. Right. They have a nice job on the pass rush here, and, of course, somebody gets their hand in the throwing lane as Ward drops back. You can see him step up in the pocket, and it looks like it was number 69 again, wasn't it? Terrence Johnson with a knockdown.
Centennial's going to go for a field goal.
They have a great kicking game, Bill.
Yeah, Hodges. This will be a 36-yard shot, and it'll come from the near hash mark. Gets the kick away, has the distance, but no good.
Hooked it. There's a flag down, though. And this could be another big factor in a kicking game. Let's see what's going on. I think he's saying he got a piece of the ball a little, then there wouldn't be any roughing. Let's
right.
see.
Well, now they're waving the flag
That's
off.
Good call. That's good call. They talked about it.
Inadvertent flag, apparently. The ball goes over. It'll be 1st and 10. Mount Carmel's defense holds, forces a field goal try. That is no good.
Now, that's what was going to happen. They were going to say that there was contact with the kicker, but if you touch the ball, then it's legal, and that's exactly what happened.
All right, and we'll remind you, Media One Game of the Week. This should be a super game. Providence and Bolingbrook, and then Downers Grove against Wheaton Warrenville South. Man, oh man,
Two
that's
great
all.
games.
Media One Game of the Week. Be sure to be tuned in for that. That should be a lot of fun. So Mount Carmel goes back on the attack now. Mike Wilson is a wideout to the near side. Octavius Bond to the far side. Split backs, and on the counter option, the give is to Smith. He cuts inside for about a yard or two.
And Mount Carmel really's got big splits in their line. And the reason they're doing this is they know the defensive linemen align on offensive linemen. And the more stretch they can get, with those big splits, the bigger running lanes they have with this severe attack. They also run a lot of inside traps like we just saw with fold blocking. We'll explain that in a little bit.
All right, 2nd down and 7. This time, Octavius Bond is to the far side. Ward looks for him, throws, connects with him. We'll see Bond's speed here as he's tripped on a sensational tackle by Willis, Dustin Willis, but I think he got the first down anyway, Jim, and that was an awfully good tackle.
Boy, did he ever make some quick feet moves out there, Octavius Bond, as Brad Colsey takes a 3-step drop, looks off, and shoots the ball back to his left on a hitch pattern. And watch Octavius Bond. He wants to make a 6-yard catch into a 60-yard run, and that was a great open field tackle by Justin Willis, who's also an outstanding athlete.
Bond goes to the near side this time. Mike Wilson to the far side. And we have a single tight end to the right. And again, on the reverse out, they give it to Dorham this time, and he carries it for a couple of yards on that quick hitter.
Number 51, Brian Elter on the tackle.
Well, Dorham has been nailed a couple times right at that line of scrimmage, once on the outside veer and just now.
Pretty good gain. Coming up at halftime, it's the Ganella Weekly Conversation. Our guests, Kristen Larkin and Melissa Mizak, and we'll be talking with them. They are Mount Carmel cheerleaders, and we'll get the scoop on that coming up at halftime on the Ganella Weekly Conversation. It's swell, fella.
Those cheerleaders want to cheer one more week.
I'll guarantee you that. Sutherland to the far side. To the near side is Octavius Bond. Pass over the middle, deflected.
There's a holding.
Flag flies.
Yep, you could see the tight end get grabbed. That's the ride pass. That's a great part of the option game package, that play action. And somebody reached out and grabbed number 85.
Joe Gildine, who was the target there. First year as a starter, he was a reserve tight end as a sophomore.
You'll see Gildine come off here, and you'll see someone reach out, just off the screen, but Colsey had it timed out, and Gildine has been grabbed and slowed down on that seam pattern. They run a fade by the wideout and a seam by the tight end. We will see that pattern again.
Pass interference is the call.
That would be 2 verticals, Bill.
That's good. Keep an eye on that, Jim.
There's our flagpole. That's no vertical lines on your screen. It happens to be where it's placed here.
Draw play. You called that a little earlier. Jim Dorham coming up the sideline. Has the first down. Still on his feet. Inside the 25-yard line and took out a camera person over there in the process. What a run. And, boy, did they set up that draw play or what?
And he needed that kind of breakout run because he's been tagged a couple times at the line of scrimmage, and that'll build his confidence. We're going to see this. There's an extra tackler on the field, and this great run. There's number 24 coming up, and, the hazards of being in the movie business. Look at that. Oh, it was a Champaign Centennial player, number 24, who ran into that. Jeremy Hunt hit the cameraman.
1st and 10. Cozy gives it to Smith this time, and Jim Smith pounds out a couple of yards. They always have that good inside ground game that they can go back to, Jim, and they're always going to get positive yards with it.
Most definitely. And, when you can do that, Bill, there's Frank Lenti, that you really set up your play action game. And I think Frank utilizes his tight end as well as any coach around. He has a lot of catches. And Frank's a graduate of Mount Carmel, went to Loyola, and got his master's at Chicago State.
Octavius Bond to the right, and on the counter option, the give is to Dorham, and this time he is wrapped up, thrown down after a short gain on the play, and that'll create a 3rd down and about 5 here, Jim.
In talking to Frank Lenti before the game, he was talking about the progress of Brad Colsey, Bill, and how he was, as a sophomore, defensive back, and he made the transition over to quarterback. And, you know, when you run option and throw the ball, that gives your quarterback a lot of responsibility, and they're very pleased with the way he's progressed this year.
Yeah, we're down to 21 seconds remaining, first quarter. Mount Carmel leads at 7-0 if you just joined us. And Champaign Centennial, really, it was a key punt block situation, which turned into roughing the punter, and that was the key moment in Mount Carmel getting the ball back after they were ready to turn it over. Now it'll be third down and 5, conversion down, and they are sending Eric Sutherland to the left.
They're in 4 for 10, though, you know that.
Oh, yes.
And so I think they've got 2 shots at it. I wouldn't be surprised. Towards the end of the quarter, maybe we'll see that ride pass to the tight end, Bill, shortly.
All right. We'll take a look at that. Your predictions have an uncanny way of becoming the real thing, Jim. We'll keep score on it. We're through 1 quarter of play. Mount Carmel 7, Champaign Centennial nothing.
It was a routine operation I don't understand.
Sometimes bad things happen to good people. I represent good, honest, hard-working people.
As soon as the belt broke, there was no controlling it.
And those hard-working, honest people deserve to be compensated for their injuries. I want to hear their story. My name is J. Paul D'Aratani, and I want people to feel that they can give me a call at any time at 1-800-J-PAUL.
Chicago, get ready to use your quality time on quality television.
McCain, you had no call to do what you did in front of Lou.
WJYS Channel 62 is Chicago's home for classic TV.
Just a minute.
If you like Westerns, don't miss Gunsmoke and The Rifleman.
Stay right there.
The Rifleman, weeknights at 8 on WJYS Channel 62. Chicago's home for classic TV. Channel 62.
Insurance can shield you when things go wrong with your auto, your home, your health, your life, or your business. But how do you find the best coverage for the best price? Talk to Insure One, the insurance superstore. Insure One will compare over 50 national carriers to find you the best rates. It's fast, it's free, and you could save up to 20%. Call today. Dial 1-800-INSURE. Insure One. Over 70 locations, thousands of satisfied customers. Insure One, the insurance superstore.
It's late. Do you know where your kids are? Try looking in the Chicago Sun-Times, the official newspaper of the IHSA. And as Chicago's Prep Sports Connection, only the Chicago Sun-Times has all the local high school action, including the inside story from leading prep writers like Taylor Bell, Steve Tucker, and Darryl Van Scowen. For the best high school sports coverage, follow the Sun-Times and the new Chicago Sun-Times newspaper network. With high school sports coverage this comprehensive, you always know the score.
I have a question for you, Jim Covert. How do you make a turkey sandwich taste better?
Taste better?
Yeah.
Fine, I'll put it in between 2 loaves of, 2 pieces of bread, Ganella.
The
right?
answer's right on your screen, mister.
Thank you.
Look at that, G-O-N-N-E-L-L-A. You betcha. You put it on Ganella bread, and you are improving the taste of that sandwich. Ganella, G-O-N-N-E-L-L-A. Go to the store and go Nella. Pick up Ganella bread.
You know, I'm not satisfied with 2 slices. See, I wanted 2 loaves.
Well, that's your football background,
I guess.
see? That's your football background.
Hanging around the lineman too long.
You got a lot of mouths to feed in your house. You always want to have an extra loaf of Ganella to go. All right.
Big situation here. We're back to 3rd and 5 again in 4 for 10 territory.
Octavius Bond to the right. Sutherland is a wide out to the near side. They run it to that side. Handoff goes to Jim Smith. Carries it, fights forward, and I think he got the first down. He'll be awfully close if he didn't get it.
And the Caravan runs that pro set, and they're running back to the split end side, doing a nice job doing that.
Well, you betcha. Don't forget, 3rd quarter scoreboard tonight. We will have all the football finals. So stay with us. I know a lot of people really react favorably to the fact, Jim, that we give the scores from all of the games, Catholic League, Public League, semifinals in all 6 classes. And these are scores that are hard to get on commercial television. We will have them all for you. While you're watching our game, you can also see how all of your other schools that you're interested in at this time of the year, everybody's interested in every school, as you know. Let's see. Did they get it?
Close.
Just short.
You know, Bill, you're mentioning that we'll get these scores, and one of these winner teams are going to play the Bolingbrook Providence winner in the finals.
And when that happens, Fox Sports Chicago will be on hand to bring it to you. The IHSA Football Championships are exclusively on Fox. Friday, November 27th, you see the 1, 2, and 3A games. Saturday, November the 28th, the 4, 5, and 6. It begins each day at 11 a.m. So check with your local cable system and watch Fox Sports Chicago.
They'll tighten these splits up now. They've had wide splits, but they're going to tighten them up. Big play, Bill, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Cozy sneak the ball or give it to Smith.
4th down, 6 inches. And you're right, they're in a double, double tight end set this time?
Pro set.
No, pro
Still
set,
a pro
you're right.
set, tight end flanker and split end, but they're going to tighten those splits up, that's for sure.
Okay. So 2 running backs behind Cozy. We'll see if Smith gets it. Cozy sneaks for it. You called that one, Jim, and indeed, he goes ahead, and it looks like he was able to squeeze it out. Of course, it'll depend upon where the officials
I think he got it, Bill. I think he got it. Yep.
So the Caravan keeps its charge alive here, already leading 7-0.
And you'll see him come off in the trenches. What a great shot down low. This is where games are won and lost. And Cozy gets in there with a big surge by his front.
Does he read which side he's going to run to?
Sometimes they predetermine it ahead of time because if they read too much, they get stuck. So they'll look at it beforehand.
Twin set to the right. Cozy, a draw play. Dorham inside the 10. The ball comes loose into the end zone. It's still loose. The fight is on. Who recovered? I think Centennial got it.
No,
Carmel got it. Touchdown. Unbelievable. I thought Centennial had it, but the ball squeezed out one more time, and Mount Carmel ended up with it.
There was Vaseline on that football. It kept squirting loose. That was that draw play, and there was no signal. That's because the ball kept exchanging hands. It kept squeezing out into the corner of the end zone.
Well, you know you have it going well when you come up with a ball in a situation like that, and the Caravan certainly, the football gods are smiling on them.
No doubt about
right
it.
now.
I'm sure Frank Lenny will be talking to Don Dorham and say, hold on to that thing.
Yeah. Now Pietrovich will try for the extra point. The place down. Kick is on the way. It looks nice and solid, and it is. And that makes it 14-0 in favor of Mount Carmel at 11:07. Second quarter action coming to you from Chicago's Great South Side.
Is Brown's choice of the Chicago Bears.
How about into the chicken, man? It goes... Wow. This goes crunch.
It's crunchy.
It goes, and I love it.
10 pieces of Brown's chicken, breadsticks, and your choice of pasta bowl, spaghetti, pasticcione, fettuccine alfredo, macaroni and cheese, all for just $12.99. Brown's. It tastes better.
Nothing here, Jim.
Well, we had that draw play, and we'll see Cozy bring the ball back off the draw, and Dorham, 33, carries the ball to the left side into the seam over here. But what happens there with the lead, nice blocking up front, the ball is going to get knocked out right there. It got punched out into the end zone, and then there was just bodies diving all over. Look at that ball. Look at the close-up. It's just rolling around. And, of course, we saw the Caravan pick it up and got the 6. 50-50 proposition on that fumble, Bill.
Oh, my. And Mount Carmel was able to, how they got somebody to the ball. I thought Centennial had it for sure, but as it turned out, somebody from the Caravan covered it, and that is a touchdown.
They sure earned it. I mean, they had a nice drive. It would have been a shame for them if they hadn't gotten some points.
So 14-0, the Caravan will kick off now. Pietrovich, I'll tell you what, he's got a good leg. He kicks it high and deep. 1 yard into the end zone. They can't bring it out. Mapson can't do anything with that. I'll tell you something. I'm impressed with this guy's leg.
And that ball was kicked high also, which was great hang time.
Hey, I'd like to tell you about a new website. It's the Web Boys. in Wheaton. That's a website. You can go and visit at any time. And at halftime and during the game, the Webb boys are honoring these students. Emily Nahilo of Wheaton North and Jolmar Howard of Wheaton North. He's on the track squad. And also Delaney Reinholt of Andrew and Jackie Mulsan of Barrington. Look at the grade point averages on these outstanding student athletes. And the Webb boys congratulates them. Here's a pass, a sensational grab by, was it Justin Willis? I think he caught it. One-handed on a layout that was fantastic.
It was a fade pattern. We've all seen this pattern, but what a beautiful job of catching the ball. Dustin Ward lays it over, a short arc fade, and a left hand go up. Look at that. You won't see it better anywhere than that. They are very athletic, and that's what Coach Frank Lente talked about before the game.
1st and 10. Tight end is now to the left. And Dustin Ward fakes, bootlegs, and passes it to across the midfield as it's caught by Andrzejewski. And they get a first down out of that. 2 plays, bang, bang, 2 first downs.
And he plays both ways. Centennial has 5 guys who play both sides of the ball.
Coming up, Jones TV 29, Wheaton St. Charles. Game of the week, Downers Grove North, Wheaton, Warrenville South, Monday and Friday and Wednesday. Hope you'll be there and catch those games. They are outstanding. Now we have twins both left and right. And Ward puts it up on the near side, has his man Mapson, Joseph Mapson down the sideline, another first down. And now they're changing, they're going to the air, and right now they're finding some openings.
And Willis ran a turn-in, and Joseph Mapson ran it out and up. And we'll have an opportunity to see this combination. We'll see a turn-in here and a flatten up on the outside of it. There's the flatten up, and a great job of looking off by Dustin Ward as he hits the second man in who went to the flat and up the sideline, Joseph Mapson. And he almost was in the end zone. They have some ability athletically. There's no doubt about it.
All right, Centennial is driving, trailing 14-0, but they've had 3 straight completed pass plays, and they're on the move. Ward, they give it to the deep back, Joe Mapson, and now that running game starts to open up a little bit as he carries for a good, solid gain over the right.
That's right, and Carmel came with a big-time plug with both linebackers that time also.
You got something to do on Wednesday night? I'm going to see you as we watch this game. Prime time. If you're in the prime time habit, you're with us right now. And if you're watching on Wednesday night, we're happy to have you. And if you haven't caught our telecast, Wednesday night, prime time on our game of the week. Don't forget, prepgame@AOL.com is the address where you can reach us. 2nd down and 3. Mapson gains 7. Ward, a gambling down. Up he goes, overthrows his target, intercepted in the end zone.
He did. That was a critical mistake there. Nice pick by Jeremy Wallace, defensive back, as Centennial was trying to hit the seam. We'll have a chance to look at it from the high reach. Dustin Ward throwing to the second man in, but overthrows him right there. And nice job in the secondary, releasing to the ball when it's in the air by Jeremy Wallace. I noticed Carmel's bringing more linebackers defensively as Casasanto was plugging twice in the last 2 plays. There's Coach Frank Lente, likes the turnover. Carmel's got bad field position, obviously.
1st and 10, and Carmel, they'll give it straight up the middle to Jim Smith. He gets about a yard. Let me mention, Jim, that for Jeremy Wallace, that was his 2nd interception of the year. And the target was Nate Ryle on that play, number 7, and as you say, it was overthrown.
The linebacking core. Now, the Carmel, of course, is on offense, but those inside backers, Kern and Casasanto, are very active for the Caravan. And I thought that the offensive line did a nice job of picking them up on that last series. Now they got their backs against the wall as the Caravan comes up the line of scrimmage.
All right, Sutherland out to the right. Octavius Bond to the left is the give to Jim Smith. Boy, look at him put his head down. You talk about hard yards. That's a good, solid 5-yard gain. It's going to create a 3rd and 3. And that's hard, Jim. You know that defense is stacked to stop that right now. They know it's likely to be on the ground and in between the tackles.
Well, no doubt about it. And Jim Smith is the kind of guy who gets yards after contact. you're not voted MVP as a junior unless there's a good reason for it, and he is the only junior to receive that award in the Caravan's 15-year history that Coach Lente's been there.
One common opponent between these two, Bloomington, and you can see that the games are very similar in terms of the way they played. Now on the conversion down attempt, they give it to Dorham, and he was fighting. As a matter of fact, Jim, they had Ted Bolden in the lineup on that play.
He sure was. That's
and,
34. That's Walter Payton's number, right?
Entered this game with 2,048 career yards, did Ted Bolden, and they got the first down.
And Ted Bolden, along with Derek Strong, was a great defensive lineman, have both been injured during the playoffs. And this is an opportunity for Bolden to get a chance to get in here. Their 1-2 punch.
Well, they got the first down. Now we'll see if they loosen it up just a touch. Octavius Bond to the right. And on the counter option, they give it inside. Bolden carries it again and got a good slicing 5-yard gain off of that play.
Certainly did. There's some real nice blocking going on up front there also.
Let's take a look at the comparisons between these two, how the Mount Carmel offense and the Centennial defense have played.
Right, 246 yards on the ground from Mount Carmel, about a 2-to-1 ratio run to pass. Centennial only yielding 57 yards rushing a game. Something's got to give. Only a 1.9 average defensively given up on the rush.
Second down and 5, and the give again goes inside. And a gain there of a couple of yards. It was Bolden who carried it before Pat Collins brought him down. This creates a 3rd down and 4, Jim. This is kind of a tweener play as to how to convert it, and we'll see what Mount Carmel decides to do.
No doubt about it. Of course, they have a nice lead, 14-0. This would be an outstanding play-action down call. However, if you don't make it, you've got to punt. But that's when it's really effective.
We'll see if Cozy rolls out here to get some additional time if he needs it. Tight end to the left. Octavius Bond in motion. Puts Twins to the left. Counter option. Cozy keeps it. Oh, he is hammered. I don't think he got it.
I don't think so either. He was going east and west, and number 54 was going north and south as Siebens makes a heck of a tackle there. As we have a chance to watch the replay, it's a reverse out, and Smith's leading here. He makes a nice block, but as Cozy cuts underneath, there's your linebacker, Phil. Outstanding play by Siebens. It is full head of steam on the tackle.
Okay, they shift into the punt for formation. Pietrovich, who's been sensational today, puts it in the air. Floating punt carries fairly well. Fielded at the 44-yard line. Justin Willis takes it over the sideline and out of bounds.
Right about midfield, so this is very good field position for Centennial, and they're going to try to get that passing game back in sync. They had it going.
All right, don't forget, coming up during the 3rd quarter, we will be updating you. Watch for the scores on the bottom of your screen. Catholic League, Public League Championships, the semifinals, everything will be there in all 6 classes. So be sure to stay with us. Tight end moves from the right to the left side. We have wide receivers left and right, 1st and 10 in an I formation. The give to the deep back, Mapson, Joe Mapson. He carries it for positive yards, gets about 3, fighting over the right side.
And Casasanto in on that tackle. Mobile linebackers, that's for sure.
At 5:20 of the 2nd quarter, we'll remind you, Fox Sports Chicago, the IHSA Football Championships, all classes. And they've changed this, Jim, this year. It used to be 4 on the first day and 2 on the second. Now they've balanced it up with 3 apiece on Friday, November 27th, and Saturday, November the 20th, or Thursday, Friday and Saturday. That's right. 2nd down and 7. Twin set to the left. Draw play. Mapson. Big room. 1st down. Still on his feet. Look at him go. Makes a 20-yard gain out of that as he takes it from the 48-yard line all the way down to about the 25.
He sure does. And Joe Mapson in the backfield there on the draw. It's just going to be turn your man and find the open daylight, and he does as he heads upfield. He has excellent speed, good downfield block there, and he's into that secondary quickly.
So after that draw play, big 1st down. They may have had Mount Carmel looking past a little bit there, Jim, and that's when that draw play will
Well,
open
they
up.
most definitely did. Both safeties were pretty deep as Centennial came out in the 4 quick formation. They've been throwing the ball effectively, and when you do that, Bill, that draw play is going to work for you.
All right, it's 1st and 10. Martin, the tight end, goes across. That gives him a strong right now. Wide receivers left and right. Ward looks it over on a long count, 1st and 10. Steps back, looks, fires, has his man, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Matt Kolb hauled it in.
He did, and Justin Ward showed a lot of poise as Kolb ran a post pattern. We'll have an opportunity to see Justin Ward drop back and be patient here. Great view from the horizon end zone. Post backs in blocking. He looks to weak side and then elects to come back to the post. A great look off, and that ball's on the money because that was a great coverage also in the secondary.
Great job there on pass defense by Richardson.
Yes.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Tight end lines up left this time. They have been motioning the tight end. Play action fake. Ward rolls out into the end zone. Touchdown. He has his man as he hits Andrzejewski, Nick Andrzejewski.
And he's that fullback who's going to come out of the backfield, and we've seen that play many times off the bootleg counter action. Andrzejewski scores a touchdown, and good poise by quarterback Dustin Ward.
Number 30, Reggie Hodges.
And for Dustin Ward, that is another pass, touchdown pass for him.
26 now, I think, Bill.
Man,
He's got a
absolutely
lot.
sensational. To try for the extra point. Centennial on the board as they put it through, and they close the ball game to 7. We will pause. Our score in the ball game, Mount Carmel 14 and Centennial 7.
It's an interstate battle, Illinois style, as the Ramblers invade Peoria to take on the Fray. Senior standout Javon Goodman heads the list of 4 returning starters from last year's Loyola team. Bradley head coach Jim Molinari starts his 8th season with 10 letter winners from a year ago. The dream starts here. Loyola and Bradley, Monday at 7 on Fox Sports Chicago.
Weekday morning, WJYS Channel 62 brings you up-to-date information that will start your day with a full range of news. Good morning and welcome to Bloomberg Business News. For a full range of news, tune into Bloomberg News. Weekday mornings starting at 6 a.m. on WJYS Channel 62.
It's late. Do you know where your kids are? Try looking in the Chicago Sun-Times, the official newspaper of the IHSA. And as Chicago's Prep Sports Connection, only the Chicago Sun-Times has all the local high school action, including the inside story from leading prep writers like Taylor Bell, Steve Tucker, and Darryl Van Scallen. For the best high school sports coverage, follow the Sun-Times and the new Chicago Sun-Times newspaper network. With high school sports coverage this comprehensive, you always know the score.
It's here. The Hoops and the Loop preview the Coaches Classic. Honoring coaches and legendary players of the Chicago Public League, with Indiana's nationally ranked Bloomington South against Chicago's Westinghouse. Wisconsin state champion Milwaukee Vincent versus Indiana powerhouse Gary Westside. And the nation's winningest all-time coach Morgan Wooten leading the #1 DeMatha Stags into battle against #2 Chicago's Martin Luther King Jaguars with WGCI's Bad Boys. For details, read the Chicago Tribune and call 773-508-2569.
We'll see Andrzejewski, the fullback here, come out, sneak out off this counter, and the quarterback will bootleg off it. It's a very effective play. There he is. There's the fake counter to the tailback. Mampson holds the linebackers. You see how it throws your inside backers, and these are the guys in the chase, but the fullback's already beat him out into the flat. That's an outstanding football play. We've seen it used by a lot of teams this year.
Now the kick. Mount Carmel has Bond and Jim Smith back to receive. Reggie Hodges will boot it. It's a low ball, kind of goes through. And Octavius Bond has it. Up the field he comes, looking for room. 40, 50. He clicks on the afterburners and is knocked over the sideline. And that saved a sure touchdown.
Reggie Hodges pumped him out of bounds, it looked like. Number 30, otherwise he was gone. He can fly. He's got about 4.4 speed.
Outstanding job there. And when you want to elevate your business, Horizon High Reach will do the outstanding job for you. Aerial work platforms, boom lifts, scissors lifts, one-man personnel lifts, even aluminum scaffolding, all from Horizon High Reach. 630-993-1624. First down and 10 here. Jim. Mount Carmel wants to go right back to work and try to establish at the 31-yard line after that great play. Bolden gets it on the draw play and gets a couple yards inside the 30 to about the 27. Bolden is not 100%, Jim, but he looks pretty good out there today.
He does, and they ran a lead draw, which incorporates the lead back Smith, and they're leading up through the hole along with the linemen. And they came out in a twins formation. That puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Twins again with Octavius Bond out in the twin set.
And Eric Sutherland is the other back. Sutherland is the widest out, and they give it to Smith, and that was on the option play as he carried it across the right. Smith got positive yardage. We had some flags on the play, and we'll sort this one out a little bit, Jim, but we'll remind everybody that when you enjoy the best bread you can buy, you are eating Ganella bread. The Ganella Baking Company. It's baked right here in Chicago, and boy, you can tell the difference. G-O-N-N-E-L-L-A. It's Swella, fella. It is Ganella.
Certainly is, and there's a face mask penalty here. And, you know, what happens is a lot of the time unintentional, reaching out, diving for one of those guys in the open field, but it's 15. And Jeremy Hunt, number 24, was forced to make the tackle in the open field. When you have the safety, having to come up all the way and make a one-on-one tackle, that's a good situation offensively. As the Caravan is knocking on the door again, they're responding the way your coaching staff, if you're for Mount Carmel, wants them to respond after giving up a touchdown.
2:52 in the first half. Mount Carmel on top by a touchdown and going for more. They lead 14-7 over Champaign Centennial in a battle of unbeatens. Cozy, the quarterback, straight back, looks, lofts it over the middle, touchdown! He got his tight end, Joe Gildine. He caught it, and for Gildine, his 6th touchdown reception of the year.
He certainly did, and Joe Gildine was open earlier and was held on a holding penalty, but we'll have a chance to see him over here come off the ball, and it's just a straight drop. You can see Smith on the flare attracting a linebacker, and that ball is right in there. I don't know what happened. I think there's a breakdown in the secondary because that middle should not be open like that because it was not a play-action pass, Bill. It was a straight drop-in.
Pietrovich will try to tack on the extra point here, Jim. That makes it 20-7. Now here's the place down, and he runs it through. Man, he has a very, very good leg, doesn't he?
He's a weapon. You know, I know what a great kicking game Centennial has. I think their field goal kickers made about a dozen this year, but Carmel looks like they're very strong in the kicking area also.
Well, he's got a good leg, I'll tell you that. We haven't heard a lot about him this year, but man, is he having a great, great game. Now, Jim Covert, I want an answer to a question. The only broadcaster in America who carries a roundhouse menu with him at all times. You have a special?
Well, I know. You know, I always have something to talk about when it comes to food. And out at the Roundhouse, I had their ribs, and their barbecued ribs were outstanding. Actually, they were smoked. A great look at their dining room facility, and the reindeer are coming, Bill. And what I mean by that is the day after Thanksgiving, up until February 1st, they will have reindeer that live in the atrium area in the middle. So you can go out there, watch the snowfall and the antlers, and that has nothing to do with a wedding that's up there now, but that would be a great place to have a wedding reception or a banquet also.
You know, it's a very special atmosphere there at the Roundhouse if you haven't tried it out. Just the nature of the building, the shape of it is so unusual.
Well, it is.
It is really special and fun. It's a great fun place to be. You want to see what it's like to brew root beer? You can see it right there because you can actually see the brewery that they have where they're making their own root beer on the site. It's just great. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we will have a weekly conversation. Well, I'm always good for a weekly conversation. Ganella's weekly conversation with Kristen Larkin and Melissa Misak. They are Mount Carmel cheerleaders, and maybe we can con them into a cheer, Jim, on Ganella's weekly halftime conversation. And right now they're cheering for Carmel, I'm sure.
Now, we have to see if they're doing push-ups or not the right way. Now we saw the Wheat South cheerleaders were laying on their backs pushing air molecules because they score so many points. But the Caravan scores a lot of points, too. So we'll have to see if they do that push-up routine or not.
Jim, there was a personal foul that was assessed after the extra point try
on Centennial. So, let's see now if Carmel decides to, they could almost onside kick in this situation or bounce it around, or they may just say kick it in the end zone, give it to them on the 20.
Let's see. Pietrovic booms it. This ball will not be returned. It's a sky ball. And way out of there. He kicks them high and deep.
That's great on a kickoff. People always think about hang time on punts, but hang time on kickoffs is just as important. Prep pop quiz here, Bill. What do these three schools have in common with Coach Lenti and Mount Carmel High School?
How about that?
What do you think?
Well, he doesn't owe any money on his student loans, does he? So we know that isn't it.
I know they're not all the Caravan, that's for sure.
No, you're right. Honestly, Wheaton North, Maine South. All right, well, we'll run a play here, and then we'll have the answer.
They've all had pro quarterbacks? That's a guess. Pro quarterbacks?
Could be.
Something like that?
Twins left and right. 4 wide receivers. Play action fake. Ward puts it up, and it is caught by Mapson. Let's see if he was inbound. Joseph Mapson, he brought it in on a sensational passing play.
He gave him the catch, and that was a great play. We'll have a chance to see Joseph Mapson up here as we have a chance to see the quarterback, Dustin Ward. He fakes the draw. Nice play. Good pressure on the outside. He lays it out. And Joseph Mapson, look at that athleticism. He got both feet in. You don't see a nicer catch than that.
Well, you sure won't. Nose of the football, just short of the 40-yard line. 1st and 10. There's Mapson going into the slot position. So you're looking at a double slot formation and a single running back here. And again, Ward looks. He's got Justin Willis this time. And a good reception by Willis. That's well past the first down marker. That's a 15-down pass reception. Man, the Centennial passing game is exceptional.
It's very good. And Wallace was on coverage.
Jeremy Wallace. All right, what do these three schools have in common with Coach Lenny and Mount Carmel High School? Rock Island, how about that? Only schools to have 500 or better winning percentage against Coach Lenny. How about that?
No kidding.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
You notice they haven't played 20 times, though.
4 wideouts. Ward throws it, and it is caught. Willis again as he brought it in. You can tell when Willis catches a ball because he's so athletic.
Well, he's a great receiver. He had 37 catches coming in. He's their number one target. Has had 10 TDs, 9 TDs this year, 700 and some yards of catches. And he's not the only receiver in their offense, as we've seen. They hit their fullback out of the backfield for a touchdown, and Mapson, Joseph Mapson, as well as Willis, are both great receivers, it appears.
They've been in a 4 wideout situation, Jim, the last 3 or 4 times. They have motioned their fullback into a slot position, and they have thrown to him. That's Mapson, and this is Joseph Mapson, I should say. Mount Carmel's going to call time to talk it over with 1:47 remaining in the half, 21-7 in favor of the Caravan. First half.
The road here has been interesting for Champaign Centennial. Haven't really had a test, have they? I mean, McHenry was a test.
McHenry sure was.
And that was a great team they beat. They beat a team that hadn't lost, and the Mount Carmel knocked off Argo in the first game. Tough draw for Argo. Bloomington and Cary Grove, who had outstanding record. In fact, McHenry and Cary Grove are out of the same conference.
Yes.
So one of these two teams, you mentioned, Bill, will have 3 games on Saturday and 3 on Friday. I think kickoff for the Saturday game will be around 3 o'clock or 3:30 or so.
Jim, can we con you into singing a few bars of happy birthday to Joe Gentile, the Baron of Barrington? You know, I live up on the north side, and I can look out of my window, and I can see the beautiful Gentile Center on the Loyola University campus, and he was a big, big force behind that. Joe Gentile, happy birthday to you from all of us at Cost Broadcast
I don't
Sales.
want to lose the audience if I start singing.
Well, we have 4 wideouts again. I'll agree with that one. Ward, the draw play. Joe Mapson, good cut. Man, this guy is a good cut runner. Look at him go. He got a 7-yard gain out of that. That was exceptional.
Look at him go. Great moves, but I have to tell you something that's special about the Caravan. We'll probably have a chance to see it here on the replay. You will see that everybody except 2 players are going to be in on the tackle. Now, Mapson breaks it outside. There's a nice hook block here on Schumacher. He's out to the outside. He makes a juke move and gets freed up here. Nice view. But what we're going to see is the Caravan will have everybody except 2 players hustling there. Look at the people swarming with a sandwich of brown jerseys.
A Ganella sandwich, mister. Pass up the middle is incomplete on a 2nd down and 4. That was a good gambling down there,
There's
Jim.
a flag.
Yeah, indeed. Your color perception is better than mine. You saw that yellow flag go down immediately.
Too many years of seeing those, I must tell you.
Oh, I bet.
And Brendan Curran was on a plug on that as a linebacker. The Caravan bring an inside backer on occasions.
Well, Mount Carmel's giving ground, Jim, so it's against them.
Greg Flickinger, we saw offensive coordinator on the sideline talking with his quarterback, Dustin Ward. Met him before the game. Nice young man. He's got a good offense.
Boy, they really are. And following that win over McHenry, they are on a roll here, but they're trailing by 14 against Mount Carmel. 1st and 10, Ward. They let him in a little bit. Tried to go over the middle for Matt Kolb, and the pass was incomplete as Mount Carmel really put the heat on.
Well, and we saw number 53 in there, and that's Brendan Curran. Nice job of pressuring the quarterback.
Those linemen got in there so quickly, Jim. I was thinking it might be a draw play.
They went a blitz. Yeah, we had a blitz.
All right, prime time, Wednesday. If you haven't caught the prime time habit, we want you to get into it and join us every night, every Wednesday night at 7 here on TV 62. And don't forget, you can reach us at prepgame@AOL.com. And thanks those who have emailed us during the year. Roll out, a bootleg, and pass the tight end with a great catch. Oh, man. Merton Anderson reached down, and how in the world did he catch that ball? If they rule it incomplete, I thought for sure that was a good pass, but I guess not.
Well, we'll have a chance to look at it. I think what we'll see as he comes across the field from this side, it's a counter action as Dustin Ward throws back. We'll have a chance to see if it hit the ground. Well, we had a good view from the horizon. But we got a 1st down here. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks except the guys with the striped shirts.
Well, you're right, and the guys with the striped shirts threw a flag, and it's against Mount Carmel, Jim.
Another flag.
With this penalty, let's see.
Yeah, and that's Dave Lente. We just saw Frank's brother who's coordinating that defense. He's got his work cut out today, that's for sure. Watch for that fullback coming out again. Remember on the counter action pass? They didn't cover it last time, and it's tough to cover.
Willis is a wide out. They go into a double tight end set. Or no, single tight end, forgive me. And they give the ball to Mapson sweeping, and he cuts back a little bit and gains positive yards there on what was a 2nd down and 3 after the penalty. He's close. I don't think he got it. I think he's about a yard short.
And the clock is a big factor right now, Bill. We got 34 seconds. So use the timeout.
Yeah, there is an urgency here. They need to stick it in the end zone and try to get it down to a 1-touchdown lead. That's the best they can hope for, and that's what they want.
Exactly. They're right in this football game. As you see, their offensive coordinator, Greg Flickinger, in the huddle there. Some playoff facts here. Total appearances, Mount Carmel 15 and Champaign Centennial 6 times. Quality points is interesting. Now, Carmel played a great schedule. However, I know there was a forfeit involved for Champaign Centennial over one of the Decatur schools, so that's why they only got 34 points. 6 first-place finishes for the Caravan, and also, there's my circles again, and 2 runner-ups. And those runner-ups means you were there. You got in the final game, and this is as far as Centennial's ever gotten. I can see why they're here. They're a great football team.
Are you going to take an art class?
I need to. Either that or get a compass, one of those things. Just
3rd down and 1.
My circles have character, Bill.
They do have that. Well, you're a character, all right. I'll give you that much.
Here we go.
Willis to the near side. Kolb to the far side. 3rd down and 1. Tight end lines up to the left. They motion him.
There's
Ward's going to look for it. On the bootleg, he's under pressure and caught and sacked.
That was the play we had just mentioned. The fullback was held up on the line of scrimmage. A great play, a great sack.
Schumacher, number 47, Jerry Schumacher.
Well, they ran this fullback counter play off that we had seen before, but this time the fullback, number 28, gets held up here on the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback Schumacher putting heat on. There's nowhere to throw the ball. He's on a back pedal. He can't dump it. What a nice play. And Schumacher comes from a long line of football tradition and athleticism. His father, I know, played at the University of Michigan. And I think his sister was an All-American volleyball player, if I'm not mistaken, and is at Penn State right now. So some great bloodlines in that family and a lot of tradition.
We wonder about the possibility of a field goal here for Hodges. Look at this line of consecutive playoff appearances.
Right, and Mount Carmel, 13 now. Carmel of Illinois, Providence with 16. Sandberger we saw this year with 15. Gary Carhonen's ball club, who got upset, I thought, by Eisenhower, but Eisenhower had a nice club, had 14. So that's real. That's year in, year out, getting in a row. That's unbelievable. There's schools in this state who've never even been in the playoffs before, Bill.
And if I remember correctly, Frank Lindy's worst team during that time had a 10-3 record, so, you know, they've been sensational. Hodges will try a 39-yarder. Mapson will hold. It'll come from the near hash mark. The place down. Watch from the horizon high reach. That ball was a misguided missile, and the first half comes to a conclusion. You like that one, Jim?
Well, he's made about 12 this year, so I'm sure he's frustrated right now. Interesting half of football. Anything could happen. There's a lot of athleticism on this field.
Well, you know that, and we are at halftime. Jim, our score. Mount Carmel 21 and Champaign Centennial 7. And when we come back, it'll be Ganella's weekly conversation here from Chicago's Great South Side.
Tune in to the smooth sounds of Yvonne's piano.
Yvonne's piano was a variety of lots of music played by Joel Spencer on drums, Larry Gray on bass, and myself on piano.
It's Yvonne's piano every Thursday night at 8.
Lots of jazz, lots of blues, popular songs, you name it, we'll try to do it to please you. We love music, and we hope you enjoy our show.
Yvonne's piano.
So tune in and enjoy. You'll be amazed.
Right here on WJYS TV, Channel 62.
It's a birthday! Oh, it's so pretty! Oh, I told you! Don't be bringing that weak stuff in here! Yeah! Who's the man? Who's the man?
Exercised lately?
The whole town's talking about the web boy.
Hey, that was Dad's commercial.
I'm tired of hearing how wonderful the web boys are.
What about us web girls? Yeah, it's time you let people know about the web girls. The whole town's talking about the web girls. The web girls. The web girls. The whole town's talking about the web girls. And the web family promises why. Does this mean we have to sell cars?
This game is being brought to you by a good friend of high school sports in Chicagoland, McCann Construction Specialties. McCann is the first choice of contractors for renting construction equipment and for buying construction supplies. That's because McCann is first with the widest inventory selections, first in customer service, and first in right-now delivery. McCann, serving the construction industry with 6 convenient locations: Addison, Crestwood, Wakanda, Joliet, Chicago, and Wheeling. Call or visit our website for complete information.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, normally on our Ganella Weekly Conversation, it's Jeff Beck who gets the chance to be surrounded by lovely ladies, and now it's my turn for a change. I'm down on the field. Hey, boy, we have a happy group here. Thank you. Good to have you with us. These are the Mount Carmel cheerleaders, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We have Kristen Larkin and Melissa Myzak with us here at halftime, and we're going to talk with both of them. Kristen, you attend, you cheerlead here, but you're all over the place from what I understand.
Yeah, I go to school at Thornwood High School. It's in South Holland. And besides cheerleading, I play softball, so I'm pretty much a well-rounded person.
Good for you. So you're having a lot of fun, Melissa?
Loving it.
Good deal. Melissa, same for you, I gather?
Yeah, I cheer here and I go to Providence.
Do you?
Yeah.
This is the wrong time of year for that. How about that?
Yeah.
How did you either of you get involved, first of all, in cheerleading?
Well, cheerleading for here, my dad coaches freshman baseball, so he kind of let me in on the secret info.
There you go. Well, that's great. Is it something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, I've been cheering since I was little. So.
All right. How about you?
Same. I've been cheering since I was little, and I kind of heard it through word of mouth.
That's good.
So.
That's good. What about what type of cheers do you guys do, and what are for fans who come out and have a chance to see you guys in action? What are they going to be seeing?
Well, would you like us to show you a cheer?
I would like. Hey, how about that for a cue? You have a future in television. She knows when the cues come. She knows all about it. Let's have a cheer. Would you guys give us a nice cheer here? Sure. We sure would appreciate that. Boy, this is terrific. I had to get out of the way just slightly. Go ahead now. You guys go ahead and do one, okay? I'm going to step over to the side. This is a real weekly conversation. Okay, guys. Now, this is special for our WJYS TV 62 television audience on the prep game of the week. All right. Y'all set? All right. Give us a good one here, guys.
Come on, crowd, yell it, loud, yell, go! Carmel, go! Come on, crowd, yell it, loud, yell, go! Carmel, go! Come on, crowd, yell it, loud, yell, go! Carmel, go! Come on, crowd, yell it, loud, yell, go! Carmel, go! All right.
Hey! That is great. Thank you, Kristen Larson. And Melissa Mizak, thank you so much for being with us. How about that for a Ganella Weekly Conversation? Jim and I will be coming back here in just a few moments.
You are T-U-B W-F I-N-Z my wine anything next I want you to stay with me. All right.
Stuck with high insurance premiums? Call Insure One for the best rates from over 50 national carriers and save up to 20%. For auto, home, health, life, or business insurance, dial 1-800-INSURE. Over 70 locations, thousands of satisfied customers. Insure One, the insurance superstore.
All right, and we are back here for second half action here in Chicago's Great South Side. Bill Hazen with Jim Covert. Hey, it was fun to see those cheerleaders at half. Jim, they did an outstanding job.
Oh, they sure did. There's a lot of them involved. You know, you were asking them to do some things. I was kind of hoping that they would ask you to do something like maybe do the splits or something, Bill. Huh?
Well,
No
that
comment?
would be not only an excruciating experience, but probably a disgusting one for our audience,
And
too.
you might not even be up here yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
That's
better
right.
off you didn't do that. Then.
Yeah. Well, you're right about that. I wouldn't ask you to do that, Jim, because I'm a good friend. I would
I
never
agree.
ask for something like that, although in the shape you're in, you might be able to do it.
Well, I was wondering if you might give out about 20-some loaves of Ganella, but that would you'd have had to bring the truck.
The store ran out.
That's it.
That's a hot seller, Ganella bread. Second half action here, Jim, and we have seen this young man's leg in the first half, and Pietrovich has really shown us something.
He sure has, and he sure gets the ball up in the air when he kicks off. And this first, right off the bat, the kickoff's so important. Centennial's got some burners back there. We've seen how good their athletes are, and they need to get some good field position, drive down, and put some points on the board to start the third quarter, Bill.
All right, and with Mark Carmel leading 21-7, here we go. Ball is kicked, taken by an up man, across the 20, 25 to the 30-yard line, and that's where it'll be put in play after the return by Mike Broren.
Well, as far as rushing, Mount Carmel certainly did it. 137 yards on the ground. That's why they are where they are. 150 yards in the air by Centennial. We were impressed. Total yardage, pretty much a flip a coin, but we're counting points. Interception was real big when Caravan picked off that one football.
It was, and we've also had some penalties that were very big here. Tight end is lined up to the right, 1st and 10. Ward gives it to Mapson, sweeping to the right, looking for blocking there, and a great defensive tackle, an open field tackle, and an outstanding one there by Richardson. Robert Richardson, what an outstanding play he made.
He really came up, and there's Champaign with the one turnover. Mount Carmel could have had one. Remember the fumble in the end zone? Penalties, 3 for Champaign, 2 for Mount Carmel. In fact, one of those penalties resulted in Carmel having to repunt the ball, got their kicker roughed, and they went ahead and took advantage of it and scored first touchdown.
Twins set to the left, Willis to the right. Now they even it up. Twins left and right. And it's, I'll take that back. It's going to be 3 on the left and 1 on the right, and it's a toss sweep, and Mapson carries it. A lot of motion on that play, Jim. Mapson almost got the first down. We had a flag fly, however, as the play was completed.
Did have a flag afterward, a dead ball foul. Looked like Jerry Schumacher came up on the outside as an outside backer and disrupted the play, made the back turn in. Let's see what we have here. Getting the conference here by the officials.
And Mount Carmel is lining up, hoping that this will be pushed back.
Coach Mike McDonald there, second year with Centennial Chargers.
Done a great job, hasn't he? Jones Intercable TV 4 Naperville Aurora. Game of the week, Barrington and Naperville North. Undefeated Barrington. We saw it. We've seen both of these teams, and they're fun. Monday and Friday, 7 p.m., Tuesday at 11 a.m.
And we saw Naperville North without Chris Brown, and I mean, that's like taking a great player out of your offense.
Yeah.
Personal foul. What? Come on, Jake! Tony, go! He kicked 2 guys out of the game. There was something going on after the... And Coach Lenti, I'm sure, is very disappointed. So is Coach McDonald. These two guys got into it. We didn't actually see the whole thing. We don't want to overemphasize it. But the officials are setting the tone. 2 of the players are out of the football game.
So, Jim,
one from each side.
Yeah, so it's an offsetting situation. The down goes over. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Or will this be, will there be penalty yardage marked off against Carmel? I guess there will be.
Offsetting. No,
I thought they were offsetting, but it's going to be 3rd down and 1. The play stands up. Okay, that's what it was. The play stood up after the offsetting penalty.
3rd and a foot, huh?
Twins in left and right. They have a spread formation here. The one running back is Andrzejewski. Behind Ward. Andrzejewski stays in the block. Ward sprinting out. Guns it on the run. Has the first down. He hits his target. Mapson coming out of the slot position. He curled all the way across to the other side of the field, and the ball was right there.
Well, he certainly did, and Ward has got excellent poise as we have a chance to see him drop here. He's going to get a little rollout to his right. There's not much pressure right now, and he elects to take his number 2 receiver, and a nice ball right on the money to Mapson.
Minute 15 old here in the 3rd quarter of play. 4 wideouts. Centennial's definitely gone to more spread formation football here. Ward stays in the pocket, looks, he puts it, and a great defensive play as well as was the target. And once again, as has been the case so many times, Jeremy Wallace, we called his number 49 a number of times here today.
Wallace on Willis there. Nice matchup. Justin Willis is one heck of a wide receiver. And there's a young man who is hoping that his teammates will move on to the next game because he is out of the ball game.
Yeah.
And I didn't see much. I'm not questioning the officials, but this is not badminton, this is football.
Thanks for pointing that out. 1st and 10. Hand off to the deep back, Mapson trying to sweep. A great cutback, and he gets a good 5 yards out of that. I'll tell you, Mapson has shown some cutting ability, Jim. It is exceptional.
He cuts on the dime, and Dan Casasanto came up and made the play, but a lot of things happening there. He actually bounced it outside of the kickout block. There's good athletes on both sides of this field, and both teams execute well, Bill.
21-7 Mount Carmel, but Centennial is on the move. A twin set to the left and an I backfield, and now they'll shift the fullback out to balance it up. Twins left and right. Blitz. Ward comes back, throws on the run, has his man on the sideline. First down as he connects with Nate Ryle. And boy, that Centennial passing game, the Chargers, it looks just great.
Well, that's for sure. We're going to see a linebacker plug right here, coming right up the middle, right in behind our light pole, our flagpole.
Yeah.
And there is pressure on the inside, but Ward has enough time to get that ball out into the flat. That's a nice, safe pattern out there, and well done.
Good, solid game, and that's Ryle's first reception. And Riles goes into the slot now. Riles and Joseph Mapson are the slot backs. Twins left and right. Ward on a fairly long count. Under pressure. Guns it. Oh, what a catch! What a catch by Matt Kolb. How did he wrestle that ball away?
I do not know how he did that. That was a short fade pattern. Richardson was all over him on the coverage. We'll see him at the top of the screen here as he runs the fade. He's being bumped. 35 is shoulder to shoulder with him, Richardson. And that ball is just, look at that catch and look at that coverage. You don't see it any better than that in Division I football.
Oh, you're right about that. 1st and 10. Here comes Centennial with 4 wideouts again. Draw play this time. Mapson caught on the backfield. A sensational play by Brendan Curran, number 53, the team's leading tackler. He made the initial stop, Jim, and then just kind of hung on. And even though Mapson broke loose, his defenders were there to cover for him.
They do. Curran, they bring those inside backers. And yards rushing here, we're talking Centennial, 171 yards on the ground, 161 in the air. That's great balance. And defensively, Carmel's given up about 100 a game on the ground and only 75 in the air. That's being tested right now.
It is. Centennial's passing game is outstanding. Tight end to the right, 4 wideouts now. And a single back, 3 wideouts. The quarterback, Ward, is looking. He's going to be sacked this time. He couldn't get away from Matt Pietrovitz. Not only does this guy kick the heck out of the football, he's the starting nose guard, and he made the tackle.
Well, and actually it was a good coverage, too, because Ward was looking for an open receiver and really couldn't find one, and he had enough presence of mind to hold on to the football instead of throwing it up for grabs. Nice play by Matt Pietrovitz.
Now this sets up a 3rd and 17, Jim. We are in 4-down territory here, Centennial is.
We haven't seen their screen. We'll see what they come up with.
All right, 4 wideouts as they shift. Ryle shifts into the slot to the right. Double slot formation. Under pressure, Ward guns it on the near side, overthrows Mapson at about the 5-yard line. And now, what do you do?
Well, they ran that flatten up on the outside. We've seen that often this year. It was good coverage out there, and the ball was thrown to the outside shoulder. That's the place to throw it. They've gone for field goals, and you know their field goal kicker is an excellent kicker, but I'm not sure if they'll elect to do that at this stage.
He's missed twice.
Twice, right.
And they may not want to follow that route again. And really, Centennial needs 7 here. And they're going to take time out to talk about it at 8:05 of the 3rd quarter of play. Our score in the ball game, Mount Carmel 21, Centennial 7.
Fox Sports News on your Fox Sports Net regional cable channel.
After all, he's the man who coined the phrase, G.
Chicago, get ready to use your quality time on quality television.
The Fugitive.
WJYS Channel 62 is Chicago's home for classic TV.
Destination, Death Row State Prison. The irony, Richard Kimball is innocent.
And for drama, we've tracked down The Fugitive.
Stay right there.
The Fugitive. Weeknights at 7 on WJYS. Channel 62. Chicago's home for classic TV. Channel 62.
The whole town's talking about the web boy.
Hey, that was Dad's commercial.
I'm tired of hearing how wonderful the web boys are.
What about us web girls? Yeah, it's time you let people know about the web girls. The whole town's talking about the web girls. The web girls. The web girls. The whole town's talking about the web girls and the web family promises why. Does this mean we have to sell cars?
This game is being brought to you by a good friend of high school sports in Chicagoland, McCann Construction Specialties. McCann is the first choice of contractors for renting construction equipment and for buying construction supplies. That's because McCann is first with the widest inventory selections, first in customer service, and first in right now delivery. McCann, serving the construction industry with 6 convenient locations: Addison, Crestwood, Wakanda, Joliet, Chicago, and Wheeling. Call or visit our website for complete information.
Hey, you want to look at the best seat in the house? Here's the best picture, and it comes from our Horizon High Reach camera. Our camera located on top of one of the scissor lifts here in the end zone. And, of course, Horizon High Reach makes that possible. And these are great, great devices, and a lot of people use them in business. You want to elevate your business? Check it out. Boom lift, scissor lift, sales, rental, and service. 630-993-1624. Horizon High Reach. There is the best seat in the house right there. And that is a scissors lift. That's what one looks like. Now, they're going for it. 4th and 17. Tight end to the right. 3 wide receivers. Under pressure. Ward, he's sacked. Schumacher made the play. Jerry Schumacher, the senior.
Well, we'll have a chance to see Schumacher, and he's one of the team leaders, come off the edge as an outside linebacker. And they had looked like they were trying to run 4 verticals up the field, so you need maximum protection. Blitz on the inside occupies, and there's the backside with Schumacher making a great play.
Well, I'll tell you who has to be happy about that is his father, who was a 3-year starter himself at Mount Carmel. This has to be a great, great moment for him. 1st and 10, the ball goes over. Counter option, and they give it inside. Very little, huge gang tackling there, as I think it was Smith who ended up. Yeah, it was Jim Smith who ended up with the ball. Gained about a yard, maybe a touch more.
Chargers really stacked it up in the middle that time.
Well, they did. You stack up 2 pieces of Ganilla bread, and you are all set for a dining experience, Jim Covert. G-O-N-N-E-L-L-A. Baking Company. Ganilla, fella.
I'm getting hungry.
I am getting
Sandwich
hungry.
time after the ball game, Bill. You and I,
Good.
okay?
All right, that's as long as it's on Ganilla bread, mister. 2nd down and 8. Wide out to the right. And on the option, they're going to throw it. Smith throws it up the field, and it is incomplete. He was going for Wilson, Mike Wilson. They had Wilson and Octavius Bond lined up on the same side, halfback option pass.
The option pass, and you'll see the whole part of it. There's Colsey reversing out the quick pitch. Smith takes a step or 2. Good pressure on the inside. He lays it out there, and the coverage was good, but almost a great comeback reception, as you mentioned, Bill. And sometimes when that ball is underthrown, you know, the opportunity for the receiver in that situation is better because the coverage was good.
That's the 4th time they've thrown that pass, Jim. Smith 1 for 4 now as a passer. Wideouts left and right. 3rd down and 7. Cozy looks, swings the ball out, has his man Bolden up the sideline, 1st down midfield. He's going all the way. He's going to go all the way for a touchdown. Nobody is going to catch him.
Wow, is it nice to have him back in the lineup. Ted Bolden on the swing, 69-yard touchdown, and that's the second part of that 1-2 punch, Bill. That was pretty exciting.
Oh, man, what a play. And Bolden came back to action at the right time.
You'll see Bolden off the swing. Cozy drops, looks up, dumps it off to the outside. It's just a foot race now, and they have not seen him on film in the last couple weeks, and now they know that this guy can motor. Looks like Walter Payton, doesn't he?
Boy, he does.
Same number.
And Bolden scores his 14th, actually 5th receiving touchdown of the year to go along with 14 rushing touchdowns. Try for the extra point right into our Horizon High Reach camera, and that makes it now a 27-7 ball game.
Those big plays are the sign of a team that's getting ready to go to the state finals. You saw Schumacher make that great sack, on that 4th down play, and then what do? The Caravan capitalizes on it on a big play. We talked in the pregame about getting rich quick, and that's a sign of a great offense. Well, that's what Mount Carmel just got rich quick, Bill.
Oh, man, and when it comes to an eating experience, here is where you get rich quick. It's at the Roundhouse in Aurora, and if you haven't tried it out, you have missed a great, great experience. Jim, what's your special? You were talking about some. You have your menu readily available?
Well, they have so many things that are really fine, but I've got to go back to my favorite appetizer. You know what it is, don't you, Bill?
Oh, is that prosciutto again?
Yes, those jalapeno shrimp wrapped in prosciutto.
I had that. I loved it.
They're the best, and that just gets you going. And after that, they have a wide array of things to eat. And if you like to get a banquet or bring your corporation out there, we might even have a coaches get-together out there sometime.
Oh, that'd be
That's
fun.
a great place to do it.
You can watch the deer during the winter months. They have them in the open atrium section of the beautiful Roundhouse in Aurora. Willis having trouble fielding the ball. Boy, that ball was tough for him to handle. And so Centennial is not going to have good field position, and that, Jim, right now, that isn't what Centennial needed. They needed a long run back.
They did.
28-7 our score. Media One Game of the Week, Providence and Bolingbrook. Could we see possibly a matchup between Providence and Mount Carmel, the team we're watching today? And we'll find out. We'll know within the next 24 hours. Downers Grove and Wheaton Warrenville South. And, of course, check your local listings. Don't forget to watch our screen, too, because we'll have the scores on these games.
Two great games, those are. Just like the one we're seeing here.
Well, you're right about that. 4 wide receivers here. Pass, and Ryle caught the ball. That was a pretty darn good catch by Ryle. They have very good athletic receivers, Jim, and they seem to be very well skilled in the passing game.
And he did a great job of concentrating on the ball there, Ryle did, because he knew he was going to take a hit, and he did take a hit. And I'm also very impressed with their quarterback, Dustin Ward. He puts the ball right on the money. Shows a lot of poise.
Jim, I always said you were good enough for prime time, and now we're proving it every Wednesday night. And we're happy to have everybody with us for our Wednesday prime time telecast on TV 62. Twins left and right. Ward looks. Quick pass on the sideline. It hit a helmet of the defender.
You got a flag, though, Bill. I think the official's going to call pass interference on number 49. Jeremy Wallace has done such a nice job. There was contact there as the ball was in the air.
Yeah.
And as a former corner, I usually side with the defense, but we'll see what they call.
We have 6.
No, look at that.
How about that?
Look at that. Interesting call. Very interesting.
So it was ruled offensive pass interference.
Well, as we have a chance to watch it, Jeremy Wallace is up here on the corner press on Willis. Oh, I can see what's happening. There's a little hand play by both of them, but you're not allowed to do that offensively either.
Long way to go here. It'll be...
Things are going from tough to tougher here for the Chargers, that's for sure.
First and 25 is certainly the Chargers now.
We have more room.
Lost it down 2 with that, Jim. That's right. Half the
horrible
distance.
penalty. It's a very costly penalty.
This virtually forces Centennial to throw the ball. Second down. And it looks like about 25 after the penalty. 4 wideouts. Right now, Ward needs a big play here. They give it to the big fullback, Andrzejewski, and he gets some yards, a couple of yards, but they need a whole bunch more than that.
Andrzejewski there and Brendan Curran on the tackle. They haven't got the down marker straightened out. It was loss of down.
Yeah, it's
so
now
it should actually be
now third down with the loss of down. And you can hear that shouted down at the field. So now it's a third down and 17. Would appear to be a throwing situation, definitely. 4 wideouts, twins left and right for Centennial. No tight end on the play. Ward under heavy pressure. Look-in pass. It was caught there by Willis. Stripped. Did Mount Carmel get it?
I think that's a fumble, and I think he had possession, Bill. We'll see. Come on, you got to make a call, guys.
Well, they're going to talk it over here and see if his knee was down. They want to be absolutely certain this is a crucial call.
We got a lot of officials up close to us here.
Yeah, don't we? We're on the Mount Carmel side. They're going to say his knee had touched, apparently, Jim, thereby everything that followed.
There's a 4-man rush. The ball is put on the money, and his knee is down. Now, he was turned when the, ball went out, but I think his knee was down.
So Centennial will put its punting unit onto the field here. They'll have to kick it. Either way, they didn't get what they needed. So no matter how that turned out, Mount Carmel is still in the driver's seat at 5:09 in the third. Centennial's got to start scoring in these possessions. Hunter Hodges boots it. A little bit of a floater. It's misplayed. Wilson's going to have to run back, and he just decides to let it be down inside the 20. That ball took a strange bounce on him.
It did, and I think he was smart not to try to, correct what happened there. Just get the heck away from that football. Take it over right where it's at.
All right, the Webb boys honor these student athletes, Webb Ford in Highland, Indiana. Dan Collum, outstanding student from Mount Carmel, 4.33 grade point. Joe Morefoot. And look at his grade point average. He's the starting center. The Webb Boys honors student athletes. And talk about a website. There's one you don't need a computer to see on 95th in Evergreen Park. Visit the Webb Boys. And congratulations to those students. They have a number of outstanding students on this Mount Carmel team. That time it was Bolden who carried the ball. He gained a good 3 yards.
I think Sean Dillon was up there, too, as the third young man. And, Coach Lenti, they have a questionnaire, and it's an interesting one that they give out to their seniors. They vote on different categories. And under who was the hardest worker in the weight room, the seniors picked that young man, Sean Dillon.
How about that?
As the hardest worker in the weight room. And he obviously carries that over to the classroom.
Oh, yes. No doubt about it. He's just a hard worker, period. Twins set to the left on the option. That time took it down the line, kept the ball, and Centennial defense broke that option up right at the point of attack.
Well, that's certainly number 4, Pat Collins, the outside linebacker, attacked the mesh point. That's right where the fullback and quarterback hook up, and he really penetrated flat and disrupted that whole football play. You might see Cozy pull the ball next time.
Third down and 6. That was a heck of a surge for the Charger defense. Now the Caravan looking to convert a first down here. They are leading in this ball game. Twin set to the left. Bond is in the slot. Counter option on the pitch. Bolden. Boy, what cuts he has. Still fighting for the first down. He's got it. And fighting for still more. And the Centennial defense finally is able to stop him. But that is another first down for Mount Carmel.
And they did exactly that. They saw that outside pressure from Pat Collins on the previous play, pulled the ball, and Cozy made a great read and pitched the ball. I'm sure, though, Coach Lenti's kind of got a little choked up there when, his running back, Bolden, has been out on injury. He won't go down.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't want to go down. He's off the field now, getting them a couple carries, getting them combat ready to move on to the next round. That's what their goal is.
Twin set to the right now, Jim. Tight end to the left, split backs. Cozy on the draw play, gives it to the fullback, Dorham, carries it and goes over the left side and gains a couple of yards on the play.
Well, a lot of teams started playing football, and out of the Catholic League, the teams in the playoff, there were 10 of them, as you can see in the Catholic Metro. 3 are still alive. Providence and Mount Carmel, Bishop McNamara. Providence and Carmel might meet in the next round. DuPage Valley, 2 teams in. Wheaton Warrenville South and Naperville North both playing today. We'll get those scores. Barrington's against Naperville North. 1 team alive in that conference. Downers North, the Cinderella team. Pete Ventrelli's Trojans playing today against Wheaton South. From the Sika, Phil Acton's team. Played great last week against Rock Island and is battling right now against Providence as we watch this game. And then home of Don Beebe, Canelan. They had 6 teams make it from the suburban prairie, and 1 is still alive.
Well, isn't that a testimony to the quality of football in the
It's fun because we've seen so many of these teams and know about so many of these programs. It's great to have a chance to watch the Caravan.
Twin set to the right, same formation as on the last play. First down, and the handoff. There was a penalty apparently on the play, Jim, for might have been offsides. It was a 5-yard penalty, so it was 1st and 15, and a gain of about 3 on that give.
And right now, of course, the Caravan would like to eat some clock up, keep their people healthy, run the clock. We still got a lot of time left. They want to keep the football out of the hands of Dustin Ward, the outstanding Charger quarterback, who's shown real good poise out here with his athletes on the field. So if they can keep it on the ground, they will. But, of course, in this situation, we might see the ball go airborne.
Bonda's in the slot to the right. Sutherland is the wide out. On a 2nd and 10, the pitch on the option and trying to fight up the side. Jim Smith trying to sweep the side. Got near the 40-yard line. Not all that much real estate for him. He did get positive yardage and a gain of about 4.
And Joel Bergener, number 32, was in hot pursuit, and he made Jim Smith flatten out there. And when you can get people to flatten out, run east and west, that buys time for the rest of your defenders to help get in on the play on pursuit.
When Mount Carmel has needed a 3rd down conversion, Jim, much to their credit today, they have gotten them. Defensively, Mount Carmel and teams that try to convert 3rd downs against them, their defense is holding the opponents to a percentage of .226, 22.6% conversion against them. That is outstanding.
And right now, Centennial Chargers need a stop. This is a big play because if they can stop the Caravan on this play, Frank Lenti, I'm sure, will elect to punt the football.
3rd down.
Seam pass possibly to the tight end.
We'll take a look. He's set up to the left. Play action fake over the middle, and yeah, you called it there. The pass to Gildine, and actually it looked like it was there for him, Jim. It just didn't get there.
Well, they have 2 combinations off of this. They can run that tight end seam pass as we have a chance to see Gildine, or this time they actually bring him across off the option fake. Cozy makes the fake. He picks him up. The ball is led, and really, I think if you ask Gildine, he'd say, I should have had that one, Coach. Sorry, Cozy.
Now Pietrovich. Yeah, indeed. He gets into a punting formation at his own 25, a single deep back. Joseph Mapson to receive. Pietrovich booms it. The ball carries pretty well. Now bounces up in the air, and nobody's going to return that. Goes over the sideline. Just short of the 20-yard line. We'll see the officials are going to spot it. We have 1:33 left in the 3rd quarter. 28-7 Mount Carmel. They have been the dominant team here certainly today. Hey, would you like a copy of this game? What a great holiday gift for a fan of the program or parents or relatives who know one of the players. Jim, it's a terrific idea. Or
Most
anybody.
definitely. And in fact, you know, so many people in Chicagoland area watch this, but we had a couple of the Champaign Centennial coaches ask us about getting a copy.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, when they have a chance to watch it, hopefully some of their players and parents will have an opportunity to get one also.
You betcha. Well, Centennial's had an outstanding year. There's no doubt about that. And by the way, We hope that you are getting into the primetime habit of watching us on Wednesday nights on TV 62, beginning at 7 o'clock. Twin set to the left, tight end to the right. Ward looks it over. Play action fake, guns it up the far side. No, that pass nearly intercepted. We had a flag fly. The target on the play was Pat Collins for Centennial.
I don't get it. We'll see. We're getting a lot of yellow here. I thought it was a good play defensively, but they're going to call interference as we have a chance to watch from the horizon view. As Dustin Ward rolls out, you'll see him hit his receiver coming back on the left side. And you know what? That ball, the question would be, was that ball past the receiver? But good call by the official.
All right, it's
first contact.
1st and 10. There definitely was contact. We can see that. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. So Centennial has wide receivers left and right. 2 to the left, 1 to the right is Ward. Floats it up the middle. This one is intercepted. Mount Carmel has the ball back. Seamus Heron on his feet. Gets to the 31-yard line. Mount Carmel has the ball back after the interception. And for Heron, that is his first interception of the year. And what a time to get it.
And that is a nice interception as Dustin Ward tries to throw over the middle. His outside receiver is coming in. There's good protection, but it's just overthrown. And there's Seamus Heron on the spot. And he's going to get a little extra yardage as his teammates hear him yell Oski or bingo, whatever that call is.
What was that again? Oski.
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 I'll have to ask Coach Lente what they yell.
Twin set to the left. Bond is the slot back. Always watch for him. Pass to the outside receiver, Wilson. He has a first down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Mike Wilson. That was a mighty nice throw by Cozy. He put it right in there.
I was just going to say that, Bill. You know what? He really zipped that ball. He looked as good on that ball as he has on any of them. And what they did is run the twin set. They run the second man in up the field, and they're going to run a nice little hitch pattern to the outside off this quick little ride fake. Cozy shoots that ball right on like a guided missile. Nice job of looking it in. And Wilson gets some good yardage.
1st and 10 on Carmel with another first down. They have a twin set to the right this time. Octavius Bond is in the slot. A bad snap. Cozy had the presence of mind to grab that ball in the air and lean forward, and he got positive yards out of it on a busted play.
And you know your coaches do not want to see that type of execution at this stage, never in the season, but especially late in the season. And they're always working for perfection as a coach, and that's what they're interested in. They want great execution. There's been great hitting out here, great hustle. You combine hitting, hustle with execution, you got yourself a great football team.
Well, you're right about that, and Mount Carmel looks every bit of a great football team as we go in the final closing seconds of the third quarter, and now the third quarter is history. Through 3, Mount Carmel 28, Champaign Centennial 7.
It's late. Do you know where your kids are? Try looking in the Chicago Sun-Times, the official newspaper of the IHSA. And as Chicago's Prep Sports Connection, only the Chicago Sun-Times has all the local high school action, including the inside story from leading prep writers like Taylor Bell, Steve Tucker, and Darryl Van Scowen. For the best high school sports coverage, follow the Sun-Times and the new Chicago Sun-Times newspaper network. With high school sports coverage this comprehensive, you always know the score.
It's here. The Hoops in the Loop preview, the Coaches Classic. Honoring coaches and legendary players of the Chicago Public League, with Indiana's nationally ranked Bloomington South against Chicago's Westinghouse. Wisconsin state champion Milwaukee Vincent versus Indiana powerhouse Gary Westside. And the nation's winningest all-time coach Morgan Wooten leading the #1 DeMatha Stags into battle against #2 Chicago's Martin Luther King Jaguars with WGCI's Bad Boys. For details, read the Chicago Tribune and call 773-508-2569.
Hey, don't forget the 9th Annual Girls Prep Classic, fielding 3 of the nation's top 10 teams. Friday, January the 15th, Butler, Huntsville, Alabama against Marshall, plus 2 other games. They play Friday the 15th with 3 games. The The middle game is that Butler-Marshall game. That'll be exciting. Don't forget Loyola is in there as well. And there are going to be some outstanding teams. They play again on Saturday, January the 16th, and then Monday, January the 18th. Tickets are $7 for adults, $5 for students, 312-988-9080. Don't forget that Marshall and Loyola game. That should be outstanding on Monday, January the 18th. And that's the 9th annual Chicagoland Girls Prep Classic, and that's been a lot of fun. We've seen that one before, Jim. It's great.
And Loyola is coming off of some great seasons. We'll see how they fare.
Twin set to the right. As Cozy looks, he has Bond. This is trouble up the far sideline. Spins free. Did he get in?
Wow.
Touchdown on an unbelievable play.
Wow, he ran a circle hitch. And he made a great run after he caught the football.
That's how you're rated as one of the top receivers in the nation.
We're going to have a chance to see it. I'll just draw. It's a hitch, and then it's called a circle hitch because he breaks to the outside after the catch. Cozy comes out. There's your hitch. Move to the inside. See him plant, break to the outside. That's a well-executed play, but now this is what's so special. Octavius Bond knifes through, holds onto the football, eludes two tacklers, and what's he do? Reach over. He's got the ball over the plane.
Unbelievable. That's a superstar right there. Pietrovich for the extra point. He'll try to knock it through. It's a 34-7 ball game. Look at how high he kicks that ball.
That's a sky ball, isn't it?
It sure is. That would be inside of any telephone booth in America. He drilled it through. Timeout on the field, 11:49 remaining in the ball game, and right now the Caravan is rolling, 35-7.
WJYS TV 62 turns your living room into a showroom. Watch this very channel and shop for this week's greatest values in the Chicagoland area on new and used vehicles, foreign or domestic. You'll see all makes and models in the comfort of your own home. WJYS and local auto dealerships have teamed up to offer you special discounted TV prices.
Watch the Auto Empire Super Auto Show this Saturday at 10 a.m.
Watch the show, look for the vehicle you like, and write down the stock number. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Ever since I was a kid, that's all I did was sports. I didn't have time for anything else. That's every kid's dream. In the championship game, I'd put that up with any Super Bowl I've been in. Those are friendships and bonds that last, a lifetime. They'll be down like it's your last. Because it's the big, you lose, you're out, and then you'll never know. Go out like a champion or you're
High school football championships beginning November 27th on Fox Sports Chicago.
Yeah, I went over this one. Well, we've talked about all-time football wins in a career of a school, in the history of a school. See, St. Louis is first, of course, Arcola, Peoria. The Wheatons, that means Wheaton Central, Wheaton Central, Wheaton South, all one school. And look at Mount Carmel right here, and Loyola, both out of the Catholic League. 529 for Wheaton, and Mount Carmel 528. I'm sure they'd like to add one to that number today. It looks like it's going well for them.
Outstanding job. This ball makes the end zone, and Willis cannot run it out. So it'll be 1st and 10, and here again, that special teams play is making a big difference.
You know, I'm talking to Coach Lente a little before the game. I mentioned Octavius Bond, and he says, Coach, he's the real thing. Good way to put it, isn't it?
Well, you got it, and we certainly saw that. Here's the real thing right here, Chicago Public Schools. Dr. J.W. Smith, our thanks. Rich Bertoni. Chicago Police, Ms. Noreen Walker. Everything involved here has been so great. Commander of the 4th District. Thank you, Noreen, for an outstanding job. And everybody's been very nice to us here today. So our special thanks. 1st and 10 from the 20. Tight end lines up to the right this time.
Robert, that's you, Rob.
And Ward under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Mount Carmel put the pressure on.
Pressure came from the outside.
Mount Carmel, number 89, Frank Hutchison, one of 3 tacklers there.
He sure did. Hutchison did a nice job. Made the big tackle, and there was great pressure again from Schumacher on the outside. Hutchison showed a lot of calm after the play, too, as one of the players pushed off of him as they stood up.
Twin set to the right now. They have a twins left and right as the fullback motions into the slot position.
What's the swing, Brendan?
And Ward under pressure, breaks away, just floats it up into the air. And Willis was the target. He had good coverage there from Seamus Heron, who already has an interception here.
And Willis, I don't know how Dustin Ward avoided that. He did a great job of getting in there, and Willis became the defensive back in that situation as offensive coordinator Greg Flickinger sends in the play with Willis, number 6. He's a two-way player.
Eckersall Stadium, folks, we thank Mr. Bill Vale, the administrator. This very nice stadium has a lot of tradition. Warren Rhodes, the assistant administrator, and we thank you very much. This is a stadium that goes back into the 20s. Here are the folks and the regular staff that make it all possible. Thank you from everybody here at Eckersall Stadium. And it's wonderful to come down here and for everybody to see this beautiful stadium and see good football here. They give the ball to the fullback this time, and that draw play, Andrzejewski, it just wasn't there for him, and now Centennial has to punt. And with 10:42 remaining and trailing by 28 points, Centennial is in a rough way.
They are, and the intensity level is not diminishing defensively for the Caravan right now. They're turning it up a notch. You know, it's kind of like being a shark, I guess.
Yeah, well, they know they've got to be ready to play. Whoever it is next week, they've got to be ready for it.
And as many state championship finals as the Caravan's been in, as Coach Lente had mentioned, this is your first chance, fellas. This is your opportunity to esteem today.
Indeed. Reggie Hodges puts it in the air. Punt floats caught there by Wilson at midfield, 45, and then driven back hard by a Centennial defender.
Little payback there on the hitting end of it there by number 40. Real nice tackle by Mike Broran. Yes.
Did a good job. Oh, now here's an interesting story, Jim. Look at how dominant some of these teams have been.
Well, that's for sure. Joliet Catholic, of course, who graduated our director, Frank Vance, right, I think during that era, had 4 in a row. Mount Carmel had 4 in a row. As you can see, 7 titles for Catholic High, Mount Carmel 6, and Providence 4 in a row. Can you imagine Carmel and Providence meeting next week in the 5A? Of course, they already did once this year. It was an overtime game, Bill.
Metro Catholic Blue, very well represented in that group of performances, certainly. And now the give to Dorham as he carries the ball across the 40 to the 39. Just good, solid head-down, plow-ahead football. Gains 5 yards on the play going over the right.
Well, that's for sure. And the Caravan's offensive line is loaded with good, hard-working young men up there. Gary Young, Sylvester Miller, John Magaro, who do a real nice job of opening up holes. Joe Norfoot, Sean Dillon, of course.
Well, they'll send a wide out this time to the near side, Matt Ahern. And they give it to, again, it's Dorham, Don Dorham, 2 straight carries over the right. And again, he gets good yardage.
We got to remember, he's only a sophomore. But you know what? I think things are working out pretty well for the Caravan. Ted Bolden had a chance, as we saw, to electrify the crowd, got in a little bit, but you don't want to overuse him. He's just almost back to the road to recovery, and at this situation, I think Mount Carmel would like to just keep running that ball, pounding away, maybe a play-action pass to keep the Chargers honest.
Well, now they get a first down on it, Jim. They have Eric Sutherland as a wide out to the near side. And Octavius Bond to the far side. Looks off one receiver. Cozy steps it up, firing. He has a man open, the tight end. Touchdown, Joe Gilding. That's his 2nd touchdown reception today.
And he can run for a tight end. And, of course, most tight ends can run. But that was just an exceptional play. A lot of time to throw, but it was a play action. You'll see Gilding. He runs a flat and up on the outside of the inside move. Cozy really has shown a great arm the last couple times we've seen him throw the ball. Once on a hitch, and this time with a man wide open. See how he turned back to cradle the ball in? High knee the ball, I call it, where it's just a little behind. High knee it, turn back, make the catch for a touchdown. Great play.
Well, we are certainly seeing why Mount Carmel is rated so highly this year. Pietrovich will try for the extra point. Kick is very high and up and through there. He's been perfect today. What more can you want?
Chargers are coming off a 30-point output last week against McHenry, so Mount Carmel's really got it up and running.
We'll be back to Eckersall Stadium in a moment.
Stuck with high insurance premiums? Call Insure One for the best rates from over 50 national carriers and save up to 20%. For auto, home, health, life, or business insurance, dial 1-800-INSURE. Over 70 locations, thousands of satisfied customers. Insure One, the insurance superstore.
All right, the Horizon High Reach. Hey, take a look. That's the Chicago Skyway. And from the top of the Horizon High Reach, we're up there on one of those scissors lifts. You can see all of that around here. Man, an absolutely ideal camera platform. Also a great platform for anything that you need to do that helps you get in the air. Boom lift, scissors lift, one-man personnel lifts, aluminum scaffolding. Horizon High Reach has it all at 630-993-1624.
Well, Carmel looks like it has that opportunity to either play Providence or Bolingbrook in the finals. We understand that game's in the fourth quarter.
How about that? And we will, as that ball going into the end zone, will be 1st and 10 from the 20. And there's another kick, Jim, that made it into the end zone. And I'll tell you what, Pietrovich, that's one guy I didn't know much about. He has really impressed me with his kicking ability.
He gets great hang time.
Oh, he's swell a fella. And you know that means he's just like a good loaf of Ganella bread because he plays the game with gusto. And when you want to make a sandwich taste better, this is the way you do it. Put it on Ganella bread, and you'll enjoy it. G-O-N-N-E-L-L-A. Here's Mapson, and he is hammered in. Gang tackling by Mount Carmel. They tried the sweep play, and Mount Carmel was there before Centennial was.
They are really swarming defensively. We saw that earlier, though, in the game, remember? On the nice reception that was made by the Chargers, and the great run by Willis, and there was about 8 or 9 Caravan members. That's probably why one reason they call them the Caravan. They can't just stick together like that.
Well, we have 8:12 remaining, and Mount Carmel looks in the driver's seat here.
Mike McDonald's done a great job with his team this year. There's nothing to be ashamed of, that's for sure.
Not at all. 4 wideouts, 2 to each side for Ward now. 2nd down, and about 11. The ball deflected. Oh, was that a great play? And once again, Johnson, who has been all over the place, Terrence Johnson.
He got a nice knockdown. That was a very nice job, as you'll see him coming off the left side here. Come down with a knockdown, gets his hands up, number 69, shedding, hands in the throwing lane. Nice replay, nice effort.
3rd down and 10. Well, Centennial has looked good in spots, Jim, but they have not been able to sustain their drives. They've had a few turnovers that have hurt them. Generally, it's just been a tough day for them.
I think the Illini are getting a very nice quarterback, though, Dustin Clark, as he's in the shotgun.
Trips to the right. And 2 receivers to the left. So everybody's out. No backs are in. Ward on the run. Sprinting. Throws at the last moment. Incomplete. He would have been tackled if he didn't throw.
He's being chased by Schumacher, who's got some speed also. And probably is a college prospect himself. There's a lot of pressure you'll see up the middle here off the shotgun. You're not supposed to get that kind of heat on you. And you'll see Schumacher here in chase in hot pursuit, and he catches up with him and forces Ward to throw the ball poorly.
Well, let's see now. Centennial will have to
punt.
Give up the ball. Hodges is in to punt. And right now what Centennial needs is some turnovers. It's a fake. Hodges keeps the ball. Looking for running room. He's not going to make it. He got to the 33-yard line, and he needed to get to the 35. The ball goes over.
You got to give him credit, Bill. They had nothing to lose there.
I say 23. He needed to get to the 25, Jim. I was 10 yards ahead of myself there. Don't forget the Prep Classic that is coming up, the 9th annual Girls Prep Classic. 3 of the nation's top 10 teams Friday, they'll start it off with Butler, Huntsville, Alabama against Marshall. Those are both top-rated teams, and then it'll go from there, both Saturday and Monday. Now,
new QB in the game now.
Okay, and we'll pick him up in a moment. Mike Killeen in at quarterback. We'll see some different people here now. And after 3 of the nation's top 10 teams will be gathered for this. This is such a great event.
That's
the Girls
right.
Prep Classic. And for tickets tickets good for all days, plus 5 other games, $7 for adults, 5 for students, 988-9080 for advanced tickets, area code 312. And that's on Monday, of course, they top it off with that Marshall and Loyola game. That'll be fun. What a great basketball weekend. Twin set to the right. Killeen is the new quarterback. New backs, running backs there, and they give it to one on the left side now as Mark Carmel is going deep into their roster, and this time they gave it to Brandon Suggs, number 23.
That's great for some of these young men. Have a chance, and they're hungry. You know, they get out there, and, you know, it's their first action, and get some playoff action in the state semifinals. As we look at Frank Lente, he's got to be real happy with what he's seen today. His young men have stepped it up to the level that they need to be at. 170 wins, only 24 losses. You won't see winning percentages like that hardly anywhere.
Twin set to the right. It is a 3rd down and 4, conversion down. Quarterback Killeen tries to keep it. He didn't get it. And, of course, they can go for it on 4th because they're in 4-down territory. So it'll be a 4th down and about 2 maybe.
They're base blocking.